Have you ever found yourself in the midst of a crowd that allows you to be anonymous, like in the classroom, or where they're poking fun at another classmate and you don't even know why, and you start laughing, and even at times you may start cracking a joke in as well? Or if you find yourself in the midst of a ball game and somebody on one side of the bleachers starts to do the wave and one after another, and then you feel compelled? Or have you felt yourself being influenced by a leader who has such charismata and influence you to do things that you wouldn't ordinarily do? Well, this is herd behavior, which directly leads into mob mentality. Today at Hero's Journey with Dr. D, I'm going to give you 3 points to define what herd behavior is and what entices one into mob mentality. Hey, journeymen and journeywomen, this is a Hero's Journey with Dr. D, here to encourage, to inspire, to educate, and to motivate you, helping you get beyond your first move, and here to help create a better mindset to help you progress instead of digress. So if you find any value in this content, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and how about you help me help you so we can help others? See, by clicking the subscribe button and hitting the bell for updated notifications, what you do, you help and you collaborate with me and join me into making a better tomorrow today. Herding behavior. That's what people do when they want to do what other people are doing, and when they fail to actually research their own information to make their own decisions. Can you figure? Well, today we're going to give you 3 things that influences that type of behavior. First, people want to be anonymous. Second, contagion. Thirdly, suggestibility. First, being anonymous. People can be anonymous. They lose fear of consequences. They lose more responsibilities. Temporary feeling of invincibility. Unable to refrain from certain instincts. Second point, contagion. Every act is contagious. Crowd interest over personal interest becomes the norm, and every irrational act is contagious. Contagion, you figured it out. Meaning things are contagious. Let me give you a couple of examples. In the 1600s in the Netherlands, there was an epidemic, or not an epidemic, but it was a good situation one time with tulips. It was a big thing. Everybody was buying up all the tulip bulbs because it was the cash cow. They were buying all the bulbs and making good money until they weren't. See, they were spending all of their life savings and all their investments into the tulips because everybody was buying them until the crops crashed. And when the crops crashed, so went their money, because it was contagious. Another current example will be in 2013 of February in China. We all know China has a bad situation with pollution because they have 1 billion people there. So this guy, as a prank somewhat, decided, I'm going to see how many people buy a fresh can of oxygen. He sold it for 80 cents. In 2013, might add, 80 cents. And within 10 days, he sold 10 million cans of fresh oxygen. And people bought it because one person bought it, another person bought it. It was contagious. Can you figure? Another example would be the stock market crash of 2008. When it crashed, a lot of stockbrokers, they went and they just mimicked other stock managers because they had fear in their heart. And research has shown that the crash wasn't based off any individual, but it's based on a group. It was based on a crowd, so to speak. And research actually has shown, or history has shown, that when things are tense and when people are afraid, they tend to shift to the herd instead of their own information that they already gathered. They ignore the information they already gathered because for sake of their reputation, they don't want to be left alone. So they kind of conform with everybody else. Third point, suggestibility. Suggestibility. Individuals enter a hypnotic-like state. They're mesmerized by the leader. The leader can influence the crowd. Then the crowd turns thoughts into acts. Contrary to popular belief, all forms of herd behavior are not negative. But for the most part, majority of it is, especially the type we see in the media and display all over society. Let me give you a couple of examples. Now, we just explained we have being anonymous, we had Contagion, and we had Suggestibility. Well, being anonymous is you want to just blend in. But what that does, when you can blend into something, what it does, it allows you to pull out that primal part of you and it just be you. Or you think it does. Because really, that primal part is you. So the things that come out to the surface is probably just was covered up because out of decency, out of don't want to go to jail, out of protocol, don't want to embarrass my parents, my fiance, my wife, my husband. So you do things out of protocol or out of decency and out of conformity of the society in which we live in. But being anonymous gives you a blanket to hide under. But I'm one to believe that things that are in the dark come out to the surface. However, if you're talking about light areas of herd behavior, think about if you're going to participate in herd behavior, let it be in a baseball, football, basketball game when a person is sitting on one side of the court and doing a wave and you jump up with it. That's yes, because you're engaging, you're trying to let yourself go to the experience of having a good time. Mind you, you're having a good time, but you're not inflicting harm on anybody else. And you kind of feel in the moment. You're going with the crowd. See, hey journeymen, journeywomen, sorry about that, but this is the end of the session today. But I promise you we'll be back to help you, to encourage you, to uplift you, to inspire, and help you get beyond your first move. This is the hero's journey with Dr. D. And if you find any value in this content, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Give me a couple of them. And how about you help me help you so we can help others? By you clicking subscribe and clicking the bell for future notification of videos, what you do is join with me to help make a better tomorrow, today. So go ahead. Click once, click twice, click 3 times. And also we have purpose-driven content of my share list. And we have next video of this series if it has not been posted yet. And please remember, every day you get vertical, make it your goal in life to always move forward and never look back. Peace and blessings. This is a Hero's Journey with Dr. D. And out.